Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is BUDI PRATAMA. For the assignment, I've chosen the movie Goal to analyze intercultural communication. The movie follows Santiago Munez, a Mexican immigrant chasing his dream to become a professional football player in England. In this presentation, I will focus on cultural identity and stereotypes. The movie tells story of Santiago start in LA, gets opportunity to play in England for Newcastle United. The movie highlights his struggles to adapt to a new culture environment while pursuing his dream to become a professional football player. This movie is a perfect example of intercultural communication because it portrays Santiago navigating cultural differences, identity challenges, and stereotypes as he integrates into a new society and sports team. The theoretical framework I will use is the Hofstede's value dimension, individualism versus collectivism. And the second one is a cultural shock and the role of stereotypes in cross-cultural communication. Santiago's cultural identity. Santiago's identity is deeply rooted in his Mexican heritage. He values family, loyalty, and hard work. However, moving to England forces him to navigate an individualism culture which emphasizes personal achievement over communal bonds. Individualism versus collectivism. In Mexico, Santiago grew up in a collectivist society where family and community come first. In England, the football culture is highly individualistic, where players are expected to focus on their careers and personal success. Impact on interaction. Santiago struggles to connect with his teammates and coaches who view him as an outsider. His collectivist mindset clashes with the individualistic expectation of his new environment. Shape Santiago's identity. Over time, Santiago learned to balance his collectivist values with the demands of an individualistic culture. For example, he maintains his humility but adapts his mindset to perform better in competitive environment. Cultural shock. Santiago experienced cultural shock when he moves to England. The cold weather, strict training regimen, and unfamiliar communication style initially overwhelmed him, making his journey even more challenging. Stereotype in the film. The movie depicts Santiago as an underdog, reinforcing the stereotypes that immigrants from underprivileged backgrounds have limited opportunities. This perception creates additional barriers for him to prove his worth. Overcoming stereotype. Despite this stereotype, Santiago challenges perception by demonstrating exceptional talent and hard work. His journey reflects the idea that success transcends cultural and social biases. Positive cultural representation. The film highlights positive aspects of Santiago's Mexican heritage such as his strong family values and determination, which will become the key to his success in England. Negative cultural representation. On the other hand, the movie sometimes portrays Latin culture as a stereotypical way, focusing on poverty and lack of opportunities, which overshadow the richness of the culture. Also about Latin player who are naturally talented but undisciplined. Verbal communication. Santiago's direct yet polite communication style often contrasts with the more formal and reserved tone of English teammates and coaches, leading to occasional misunderstanding in communication. Nonverbal communication. Santiago frequently uses gestures and facial expression to convey emotion, which can be misinterpreted in England, where nonverbal communication tends to be more subdued. Santiago's intense use of facial expression and body language sometimes is misinterpreted by his teammates. Power imbalance. As a newcomer and an immigrant, Santiago has less power in the team. The coach and more senior player have authority, influencing decision and shaping the dynamics of his interaction. Resolving cultural conflicts. Santiago earns respect through his performance on the field, which helps bridge cultural gaps. His dedication and his humility gradually change the perception of his teammates, coaches, and also the fans who watch his play. Solution for cross-cultural communication. To improve intercultural communication, teams like Newcastle can implement cultural awareness like training and encourage open dialogue to foster understanding among diverse players. Lesson from the movie. The movie goal teaches us that cultural identity and stereotypes significantly impact communication. Respecting and embracing cultural differences is essential for success in diverse environment. So the conclusion, Santiago amplifies how cultural identity and stereotypes impact communication. Cross-cultural success requires empathy, adaptation, and perseverance. Thank you for me. That's